Okay, good morning, Assalamualaikum. Okay, let's say this is an introduction to DC circuit. Let's say we have a circuit of battery 12 volt, 5 ohm resistor and 10 ohm resistors are in parallel. And let us introduce another battery. Let's say we introduce a battery here in this direction. Okay, so let's say this is what 6 volt. Okay, how to find the current current that pass through the circuit? Let's say this is I1, and from the battery connection we can deduce that the current will be going in that direction. So it will be I2, and now in which direction is the current going in here? We don't really know. So let's say we make it in this direction, which is I3. Now, how to determine the current? So we need to apply the Kirchhoff's law, junction rule and loop rule. First, the junction here. We can assume that I3 is flowing that way, and so we can establish an equation. I1 will be equal to I2 plus I3, and then we apply the junction rule, the loop rule in this, for this part of the circuit. Okay, and then we can it's going to be, it's important that we set the polarity of all the components. So if we assume that the current is going that way, so the polarity, we can set this to become positive and negative. And for the current is going that way, and so this is positive, this is negative. And we already know for the battery is going to be positive, negative, positive, negative. The longer bar means it is a positive terminal. And so when we apply the loop rule, it's going to be, for this part of the circuit is 12 minus 5. Why minus? Because we go to the plus terminal first and then the negative. Minus 5 I3 equal to 0, so we can solve I3 equal to 12 divided by 5 is 2.4 ampere. Okay, but then for this part of the circuit, we can draw another curve arrow in this direction because I2 is flowing that way, but then it will be, the direction of the arrow will be opposite to the current flow here. Okay, but then how to do the loop rule for this part of the circuit? We start with the battery. So it's going to be plus, because we go as we go along the curve arrow direction, we go from minus to plus, so it's 6 volt. 6, and then as we go through this resistor, we go from minus to plus, so it would be plus 5 I3. And as we go along the direction of the curve arrow, we would go through this resistor going from plus to minus, so it's going to be minus 10 I2 equal to 0. And so we can solve for I2 because we already know what is I3, and then we can replace that 6 plus 5, 2.4 minus 10 I2 equal to 0, and so I2 is, so this is going to be equal to 12, 6 plus 12 minus 10 I2 equal to 0. I2 is going to be equal to 18 divided by 10 is 1.8 ampere, and so we can solve for I1. I1 is, we use this equation here, so this will be equal to 1.8 plus 2.4, and this is equal to 4.2 ampere. So we solve for I1, which is 4.2 ampere, I2 1.8 ampere, and I3 2.4 ampere. Okay. Thank you.